Hello guys, what's up? This is Sir EJ and welcome to another math tutorial. In this lesson, we will be discussing all about sequence. So let us define first what is a sequence. So when we say sequence, sequence is a function whose domain is a finite set or an infinite set of positive integers. Also, a sequence is a pattern of objects. It can be a pattern of numbers. It can be a pattern of letters or even shapes. Each element or object in the sequence is called term. We have the following parts of the sequence. So we have the domain and the range. So domain is equal to n, while range is equal to the value of a sub n. The domain is the relative position of each term. If n is equal to 1, it indicates the first term of the sequence. If it is equal to 2, it indicates the second term of the sequence. And if it is 3, the third term, 4, fourth term, and 5, fifth term. While the range are the actual terms of the sequence. So sequences may come in rule form. These are sequences stated in general rule. So example, so the first term is equal to 2, second term is equal to 4, third term is equal to 6, fourth term is equal to 8, and then the fifth term is equal to 10. So the general rule of this sequence is a sub n is equal to 2n, wherein n is the term number and then a sub n is the nth term. Let's now try to compute the first 5 terms of the sequence with the general rule 4n minus 4. So we have the following domain and range. So the general rule is a sub n is equal to 4n minus 4. So we need to use the general rule and then we will substitute the value of n. So if we will compute the first term, we will substitute 1. So the equation will be a sub 1 is equal to 4 times 1 minus 4. So a sub 1 is equal to 4 minus 4, and then the value of the first term will be equal to 0. Next, let's compute for the value of a sub 2 using the general rule. Then you will substitute the value of n, which is equal to 2. So 4 times 2 will be equal to 8, and then 8 minus 4 will be equal to 4. So the value of the second term is equal to 4. And the next, let's compute for the value of the third term. This time we will substitute the value of n, which is equal to 3. So a sub 3 will be equal to 4 times 3, which is equal to 12. 12 minus 4 will be equal to 8. So the value of the third term is equal to 8. And then let's compute for the value of the fourth term. Again, substitute the value of n, which is equal to 4. 4 times 4 will be equal to 16. And then 16 minus 4 will be equal to 12. So the value of the fourth term is equal to 12. And then to get the value of the fifth term, use the formula again. And then substitute. 4 times 5 will be equal to 20, and then 20 minus 4 is equal to 16. So the value of the fifth term is equal to 16. So the first 5 terms of the sequence 4n minus 4 is 0, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So let's now have our last example. Write the first 5 terms of 3 times 2 raised to n minus 1 power. So the general rule of the sequence is a sub n is equal to 3 times 2 raised to n minus 1 power. So let's find the first term using the general rule. So if n is equal to 1, so we will substitute the value of n, which is equal to 1. So this will be a sub 1 is equal to 3 times 2 raised to 1 minus 1 power. So 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0. And then 2 to the 0 power is equal to 1. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. and then 3 times 1 will be equal to 3. So the value of the first term is equal to 3. Next, let's compute for the value of the second term using the general rule. Substitute the value of n, which is equal to 2. So a sub 2 will be equal to 3 times 2 raised to 2 minus 1 power. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 2 to the first power is equal to 2. And then 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So the value of the second term is equal to 6. Next, let's now find the value of the third term using the general rule. So a sub 3 is equal to 3 times 2 raised to 3 minus 1 power. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. And then exponent 2 to the second power is 4. And then 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So the value of the third term is equal to 12. And then for the fourth term, again, use the general rule or the formula. So a sub 4, n is equal to 4. A sub 4 is equal to 3 times 2 raised to 4 minus 1 power. So 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. 2 to the third power is equal to 8. 2 times 2 times 2. So that makes it 8. And then multiply it by 3. 8 times 3 is equal to 24. So the value of the fourth term is equal to 24. And then for the value of the fifth term, use the same step. Using the general rule, substitute the value of n, which is equal to 5. A sub 5 is equal to 3 times 2 raised to 5 minus 1 power. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. 2 to the fourth power is equal to 16. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 16. And then multiply it by 3, which is equal to 48. So the value of the fifth term is equal to 48. So the first 5 terms of the sequence 3 times quantity 2 raised to n minus 1 power is 3, 6, 12, 24, and 40.